Cloud Shift in his deck, and he has Fiend Hunter, Cloud Shift, Hero, Blade Hold, Resto Angel. So he's a little more on the blink aspect.
Tricky.
Yeah, it's got a lot of sneakiness to his deck.
And Caleb, his package that he has that he builds through Elvish Visionaries, he does not have Strangleroot Geist. We commented on that before.
That'll be great in this matchup for him.
Yeah.
Actually. The biggest thing I like, where I give Caleb the edge here, is Caleb is running 4 Gavoni Townships, and Gene is running 0, which in this matchup is huge. It really gives Caleb, I think, a boost in the late game.
I mean, I think it's also worth noting that Gene does have 2 Sword of Feast and Famine, which is actually, I think, maybe a better sword for this matchup.
Gene has 3 Arc Trails in the main. That's pretty big, too. Perhaps maybe I was jumping the gun there.
I think it's actually going to be an interesting fight.
Yeah.
I think they both have weapons, and whoever draws more of their
Obviously,
relevant
the actual
cards.
Birthing Pod card will be big from Caleb's deck. So both of them start on a Birds of Paradise. Gene's, though, is not in English. All right, and turn 2 Sword of Feast and Famine for Gene. That was just what you were talking about, too.
Feast and Famine is just going to be a monster in this matchup, unless Caleb can, I guess, draw his 1 Bonfire of the Damned again and again. Or does he have any main deck ways to kill that card? No. Look at that. Explosion of mana under the table. If I'm Gene, I just equip that bird and
Of course, yeah, equip it.
Go right on in.
Go on it. Go in. I mean, Caleb's going to drop something big and scary is the problem, but, you know, all right. We're playing Sword for reasons, to crash through armies of green creatures. So, yep, he does the equip. And swings on in. Discards Huntmaster of the Fells. That's a little scary. It means Caleb likes other cards more. Oh, ...
And
Blade Splicer from Gene.
this is a good position for Gene.
I mean, absolutely.
I mean, now Caleb can do a 5 or a 6 here, depending. Is that a miracle?
Whoa,
what a
and it's a miracle again. This is brutal.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, boy.
What? I mean, this reminds me of Block Constructed. If any of you played in Barcelona, Naya and Red Green was almost 50% of the field, and they were all running 4 bonfires. And this, I'm saying this reminds me of that tournament where it's just like, oh, I win, and every time that happened, you just won. I think that's exactly what we just saw here. That's disgusting.
That was painful. And the funny thing is that Gene could theoretically do the exact same thing back. Gene, in fact,
and Caleb with no other land.
Caleb only runs 1 miracle.
The thing about this, Caleb had no more lands in his hand. Like, Caleb was dead to that sword, but now, I don't know.
Yeah. Gene runs 2 bonfires main. Caleb, that was his only one.
Hero Blade.
It's still not over.
Okay, sure, yeah. Whatever. I just only need this hero. Both caverns set to human. A pod drawn by Durward. You know, Geist Honored Monk.
Geist
now
is
he
good.
has blockers for Hero Blade Hold. Remember, you can't let Hero Blade Hold swing too many times. It's just not a good idea.
Pro tip.
So to be fair, he can kill Hero. He can block Hero with Geist Honored Monk and a Spirit Token and kill it. And that's what he'll probably do. Unless Gene draws one of his arc, because Gene has one of his arc trails in hand, this is really bad for Caleb.
I'm just imagining Gene miracling here. I think he's owed a miracle.
He's owed a bonfire now.
Even a miracle for 1 would be amazing, because he can miracle it, cast it for 1, kill Caleb's entire board, and then have mana to feast.
Yeah, that would just be disgusting. You'd just win if you did it.
I think Gene...
it's a 6/6 Geist Honored Monk. It just eats Hero.
But the Geist will go... Oh, yeah, is it that? Yeah, it's
yeah, it's
6/6.
6/6.
That Hiding Avacyn's Pilgrim.
Yeah, I thought it was a land as well.
Yeah, I saw it was the... Okay, let's check this card out.
Yep.
What does it do again?
Damn.
It does a lot of good
everything.
stuff. Wow. For those of you who are just joining us, we are in the middle of Game 1 in this round 7 match between Caleb Durward with Naya Pod versus Gene Richtsmeier with Naya Aggro. Caleb, just previous turn, drew a one of Bonfire of the Damned to totally reverse this game. Gene now has to face on the next turn a Geist Honored Monk, and he's got a Hero of Bladehold, great card, but will it be able to stop this Geist Honored Monk?
All right, so he's gonna equip it. No, if there's no Arc Trail, though, there's no game. Alright, so we have him passing back the turn. Yeah, Gene needs to get his own miracle now. Gene actually has more sweepers. Gene's running 2 bonfires. So here's the cincher. Gene's running 2 bonfires and 3 arc trails. Caleb is running 1 bonfire.
Yep. These players are both right now 5 and 1.
All right, so loser, this is gonna be out of contention. Birthing Pod coming down. He's actually gonna pod away, and here Birthing Pod's such a trump in this matchup. Podding, and remember, his chain, Caleb's chain, goes all the way, meaning it ends in Elishnorn.
I've generally found that Elishnorn
is good against these aggro decks.
Usually that's all you need sometimes.
Yeah, especially when he has how many 1/1s in play when he pods into that Elishnorn next turn? Just a few, I suppose.
At this point now, Gene does not even have Bonfire as an out.
Yeah, Bonfire won't do it. I don't know what Gene has 4. Gene is playing 2 Fiend Hunters. That would be pretty good right now.
A Fiend Hunter, yeah, ×2. That's his only path right now. I think he needs it now or else.
I agree. Alright, so contemplating here. He's gonna swing in, looks like. I'm not sure what he's going for. It's kind of seems like a last ditch effort. Swinging with Hero Bladehold. 2 guys coming into play.
Well, perhaps if Caleb blocks, there could be an Arc Trail.
Yeah, that's the guess that he has an Arc Trail, but that's not even good enough. I mean, why risk it if you're Caleb? You know?
Does he have an Elishnorn in his hand? Wow, he has the Elishnorn in his hand. He can't pod for it.
Oh my. Well, that's a little twist. I'm sure Gene doesn't know that. But yeah.
And here is a Huntmaster. Caleb's like, hey man, that hero is dead. Okay. You got it.
So if he didn't have the Arc Trail, I'm still surprised. Why would you attack there? He seems like he's just making him gain life.
Just running the bluff. You know,
okay. Yeah, I don't really like that attack at all. So, Caleb now. Yep.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Solemn Simulacrum. Zealous Conscripts.
That is going to take the wolf token.
Okay, and Gene's like, okay, you got me. So to the sideboards, Oblivion Ring is not unreasonable from Gene. Bonfire number 3 is not unreasonable, and naturalizes seem totally fair. Any other thoughts?
Well, yeah, all of those seem pretty good. Yeah, I like all 3 of those, actually.
Anything else that we should be thinking about?
No, the Purge, Dismember, or Thalia I don't really like. You need to make sure that, the pods don't beat him and that the Elishnorns don't beat him. Elishnorn will always beat him. But, yeah, those answers need to come in. But other than that, I think he's still on his main game plan. More bonfires. Hopefully this time he's the one who miracles the sweeper. He's playing 5 times as many as Caleb.
On the other side of the world, Caleb Durward, I think, is going to bring in his second miraculous bonfire. I think he's going to like his active aggression. Wolfier Silverheart, Mortar Pod.
Hero Bladehold for himself might come in.
Ancient Grudge, because he saw a 1-sword. 1-sword usually comes with friends.
Yeah. Well, he also saw Blade Splicer.
Yeah, and Acidic Slime.
I'm trying to think of... Yeah, I like those more than, like, his Solemn Simulacrum as a target. I mean, Thalia's pretty bad here.
It's hard to take out Solemn Simulacrum.
Yeah, you can take out Thalia, though. That card's really weak.
Thalia seems like a really good card to remove. There's 3 Thalias, in fact. That's 3 easy removes.
Right. So generally in this sort of matchup, you favor Pod. It's the same deck, but Caleb's deck just goes bigger.
Yeah, I mean, in order for the aggro deck to win, you basically have to have that really nice tempo draw, plus something that shifts the game away from Caleb.
No.
Like a bonfire of your own, Arc Trail to neuter the mana from the opponent, a small child to distract Caleb.
I know that Gene just recently had a child, so congratulations to him.
Do you think that is Gene's child?
I believe so. He's got his own little follower there.
I think
Excellent.
that what would be good here is if the child was like kind of just, waved in front of Caleb to distract him.
Yeah.
No, I'm not distracted by children, says Caleb. Nope.
No, stone-faced.
For those of you who are just joining us, I'm Adrian Sullivan. I'm joined in the booth by Matthias Hunt. On the right, you can see Caleb Durward playing Nyapod. On the left, Gene Richtsmeier with Naya Aggro, as well as, it looks like, the Richtsmeier clan.
Yeah.
I don't know any other names there, so I'm sorry that I can't supply them for those of you who care about such things. Naya Aggro is down a game. It is 0-1. Caleb Durward up with Naya Pod. And we saw the power of both cards like Wormcoil Engine, which he naturally cast, and then Birthing Pod. No, actually, he Birthing Pod.
He podded into the worm.
Cards like, let's go the natural cast. Cards like Geist Honored Monk, which I believe he factually cast. Or did he just Birthing Pod all this stuff up?
No, he cast Geist Honored Monk.
There we go. Cast the Geist Honored Monk, following up with a Birthing Pod to get the Wormcoil Engine. Now, I know that going bigger is a thing that a lot of people often do in similar matchups to try to win matchups. So, for example, Sam Black, he went bigger with blue-white mid-range, Delverless Delver, if you will, with a claim that beats the normal blue-white Delver decks. I have definitely heard people contest that claim, but I have also definitely seen, this is pre-Yuya Watanabe's finish, but in that moment, that perhaps Sam was right. I do think that the Yuya style deck, from when I've watched it, I have not played it heads up, but when I watched it, it did seem like the Yuya style did have an advantage. But going bigger sometimes is a better path, just because you're doing such similar things, that if you do similar things, you kind of even out, and then you don't want to be the person casting a 2-1. You want to be the person casting a 6-6.
Right.
Lots of shuffling as they sideboard.
Yeah, so alright, we're going to get another game underway pretty quick here. So we have Caleb with a pretty decent 7 there. It's only a 1-lander. You may ship it.
He is on the draw here, I believe.
Remember, Gene has 3 Arc Trails and 2 Bonfires. So a light land keep on Caleb's part could come with at a very high price.
Mountain Goat.
Mountain. Well, he probably has a Rootbound Crag or something. I can't imagine he kept a hand with no green. And turn 2 for Gene. Both players without a mana creature. Mana creature is not as relevant in this matchup in the mirror. And Forest. Is he just passing back?
I mean, he could just have like a set of draws that is burn and 3s.
All right, yeah. So I'm putting him on Arc Trail at this point. Caleb not making any plays either.
Third mana. Are we going to see a Blade Splicer?
I think so.
There it is.
Probably one of the best 3-drops in pod decks. And 3 mana back to Caleb. He will match Blade Splicer with Blade Splicer.
The golems stare at each other.
I like how Caleb is playing around Arc Trail. I think he has mana creatures there, which he's just not committing. Remember, Gene with 2 Cloud Shifts also. Gene with, no instant speed removal, so we'll see, 4 lands. Let's see what the Cavern named. It's just for mana considerations, he probably named Human with it.
Human.
Yeah, he did. Alright. So, and he's just going to drop Hero Bladehold. He's opting to keep all the creatures alive here because he wants to battle cry them next turn. And Oblivion Ring did come in excellent from Caleb. Exactly wants to O-ring. You know, Oblivion Ring, also a 1-of in Caleb's deck.
I think we should rename Caleb's deck Miracle Niapod.
Gosh. What a perfect time for an O-ring there, right? Yeah. That was great play, great play.
Well done, sir.
I mean, Gene could always O-ring the O-ring if he has one. Alright, so Gene, very slow Nyamir here, which is kind of how they go. And yep, they're trading 3s back and forth. What kind of, that's a World of Warcraft card that he has there?
I don't know how to play that game.
I don't know, okay. Don't know what kind of card it is. Anyone, if you play WoW on Twitter, and this is actually a WoW card, you should tell us about that card. Why is that Gene's 3/3 Golem token?
4 mana, Huntmaster?
I would understand if it was a Lord of the Rings token and it was like
Huntmaster.
Golem. I would think that I'd be like, oh. But I mean, I don't get the joke here.
Is that another card like that?
I don't know.
From a game?
I think so.
And Caleb 4 mana. Borderland Ranger. That might have been a tapped land plus Borderland Ranger.
And
I think he's saying go.
Yep. Just gonna go flip the Huntmaster, have it take down a Borderland Ranger, get a 4/4. If he has something like a Restoration
there was a
Angel,
Borderland Ranger there, so it's not gonna flip yet.
Oh
right?
wait, sorry.
Yeah. He's got to do something though. And our own Glenn Jones is a WoW player.
Yeah, he plays on the competitive circuit, but he has no clue about the card either.
Well, he knows what the card is apparently, but he has no clue why that card is a Golem. Alright, so passing back to Gene. They're kind of doing a jockeying match, and yeah, it's called Tribal Impulse.
Or it's a trap, I don't know.
Arc Trail.
Arc Trail, excellent. So, all right, and that's going to really... Oh, the first striker can come in at the very least. That's probably all that comes in this time. Yeah.
Just the 3/3. You know, I'm guessing... Oh, and the 2/2. Interesting.
He has another Arc Trail? That doesn't make sense.
Maybe blocks.
Why did
Arc Trail number 2.
Does he have a Brimstone Volley?
I think he's going to Arc Trail again.
That doesn't make
1
sense.
and 2.
Oh, yeah, okay. 1 and 2, sure.
Yeah, take 5 this turn. And I have on the table 6 damage.
I don't know if I like the second Arc Trail there. I really like the first one. Back to Caleb. Board's kind of out of creatures now.
Geist Honored Monk.
Could be a very good play.
Thrag Tusk.
Remember,
Bonfire for 2. Not terrible.
No, very good. Very well
Still
done.
has a 3/3 to deal with.
Yeah, it's very answerable though.
Attack, go.
No Huntmaster to flip.
So maybe Tribal Impulse is just like Solidarity. Just
And there's Thrag Tusk. Caleb back on top here.
Oh, Thrag Tusk. Thrag Tusk doesn't care how it leaves play.
No.
It's just like the 7-12 split, Sundering Titan. 7-10 split, my bad.
Yeah. Like
In the
7-12 split.
Yeah, 7-10 is what I meant to say, but a 12 came out for some reason. Restoration Angel, EOT. Yes, he is required to target that Tribal Impulse, also known as a 3/3, but he is not required to make it flicker away. Oh my goodness.
So you Restoration Angel.
Wow. He does not realize that that's a May.
No, he didn't realize that he had to do that.
Oh, man. I bet you what happened was this. As Caleb did a player check on him and said, "What are you targeting?" Okay.
No, we'll see whether they're keeping it in or whether it's gone. Well, actually, okay, he does have to target it.
Yeah, like I said.
It's like you can then say it's...
Just like I said. You have to target it. You don't have to do it.
Yes. They're going to have a judge call on whether or not that golem's still there. My guess is that the golem's gone.
My guess is the golem is gone.
Caleb moved it to the side. I would say it's gone, but we'll see.
I mean,
it's a legal play. You can nuke your own golem if you choose to.
And I think what Caleb did, like I said, is just be like, "What are you targeting?"
Yeah.
He has to target something. And Gene's like, "Oh, that sucks."
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I have a prediction that that golem is going to go away. Golem.
Yeah, Gene's appeal. There's a judge appeal going on. I think they both understand what happened, but yeah, I understand why there's an appeal about it.
Well, I mean, whoever is appealing, it is their prerogative to appeal. Yep. We're waiting to see what happens here. On the right, Caleb Durward playing Nyapod. On the left, Gene Richtsmeier playing Naya Aggro. I'm Adrian Sullivan.
Matthias Hunt.
And we are the commentators here for SCG Live.
Right.
Star City Games Open.
Yeah, down here in the corner, as you can see. In the small, so.
Let's see if we can... Up there is Gene.
Sure. So, yeah, the appeal is on. So let's talk about how May triggers work with the Restoration Angel. If you've played a lot of Moto, you probably have seen this work. So how it works is a card like Restoration Angel says you may do this ability. So it enters the battlefield. You actually do have to pick one of your other creatures to target.
You have to target something. The card has that wording on it. It doesn't say up to. It says target.
Yeah, you may flicker target creature. So then you target the creature. At that point, you have to choose whether you want to flicker it. So the distinction would be you don't have to get rid of this token, but if you had a phantasmal image as your only creature, you would have to get rid of that because you just have to target it. You don't have to do it, but I mean, unfortunately, phantasmal image doesn't even like being targeted. So it's a little bit of a split hairs thing going on.
This is one of the reasons why you sometimes don't see very many Phantasmal Image in Restoration Angel decks. It's because that actually comes up.
Right.
And I have definitely seen it where Restoration Angels have killed your own Phantasmal Image, not because you wanted to, but because you had to.
Right.
Yeah, now, in the situation at hand, Gene had out a token creature. He is required to target it. He's not required to actually enact the targeting and flicker out the creature, but to my mind, it looked like he put it out. It looked like he took it out of the game.
Yeah. Well, he did. He left the battlefield.
Yeah. I mean, so the question really is, did he go, wait a second, I don't know if I want to do that. What is the head? And here we have.
I'm not sure.
Here we have the head judge. What happened exactly? Why don't you both tell me? Well, you see, what happened is I asked him if what he was going to target with his Restoration Angel when it came into play, and he said he was going to target this.
Yeah, we're not sure. We're not sure of the exact wording.
Well, I'm just pretending to be Caleb here, and so he targeted it, and then he removed it, and he put it physically off to the side. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Is I actually did do that. I did target this, but I still had my hand on it.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the argument. The hand on it is going to be, I think, what we've got going on here.
So we'll see. It looks like, yep, still talking about it. So we're back on the board here. Either way, Caleb kind of back in control of this game.
Yes.
Caleb, remember, has the ability to Restoration Angel his own Thragtusk.
That is a sick thing to do.
Yeah.
Restoration Angel your own Thragtusk.
Caleb, I mean, we're not sure he has that, but I mean, he has a whole wealth of plays available to him.
Another thing I think Caleb has going on right here is Caleb actually is just... He looks pretty calm and collected, I think from a mental game perspective, however this ruling goes, Gene seems like he's a little rattled, and Caleb just seems pretty calm.
Caleb's fine with it, yeah.
I mean... And the token is in hand. It has been put to the side, and it is gone. Gene not happy. The token is gone. I mean, that's what happens, I think. You make the
Once you move it
declaration.
off the battlefield, you just have to move on. You have to be like, okay, I messed this up. My 3/3's gone.
Yeah. I mean,
sure.
I've seen a lot of mistakes I've made after the fact, and take backsies
right
is something.
I mean, the bigger thing, like if you look at Caleb's hand, Caleb does have a Restoration Angel in his hand.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of plays. I mean, the Hero Blade Ult's pretty relevant. Maybe Caleb just drew his own Hero Blade Ult.
I mean,
perhaps.
Take backsies is something you only get to do at the kitchen table or at the pre-release.
Right.
God, he's got a birthing pod. He's got a Restoration Angel. What doesn't he have?
Right. I mean, I still feel like this doesn't matter either way. I feel like Caleb's in a great position. And yep, he's getting ready to rest to let him attack into it.
Gene is pretty excited. He's like, I get to attack with Hero?
No. Gene's smart. He knows something's up here. He should see this coming.
But you still have to attack. I mean, what else are you going to do? Sit back forever?
I mean, this is pretty devastating.
Boom. Down comes the hammer. Here is a beast.
15.
Here is 5 life.
And block, kill Hero. Block, kill a soldier. Remember, the Gene's Restoration Angel is a 4/4, so he doesn't really want to make that block.
God, this is so sick.
And they both block soldiers.
Why not? There we go. I'll take 3.
Take 4.
4 plus 1. Yeah, plus 1.
And then get another 3/3.
Dead. Boom.
Yeah, I mean, that's disgusting.
And he still has Birthing Pod in hand. Daybreak Ranger.
Sure, Daybreak Ranger is fine, but that's not not enough right now. So other 5s in Caleb's deck. Caleb has Zealous Conscripts. He has Geist Honored Monk to pot into if he would like.
He might have sideboarded it in,
He has the
potentially.
Elesh Norn in his hand again.
Again.
Well, I mean, he has 6. This times he has lands where it's actually probably a good place for it to be.
I'm just thinking of his one-ofs in his hand again.
Yeah. He does like to do that.
Joshua Jers, your draft is waiting on you. Joshua Jers, please report to the side of this area.
So,
Birthing Pod down. And what will he fetch up?
alright. So he has, yeah. So like I said, his
Geist
his
Honored
option-
Monk would
yeah,
be the
it's
most
Geist Honored.
exciting.
I think it's his only option at 5. Well, he has his, I mean, it has Zealous Conscripts also, but you'd say, okay, he's gonna get
Zealous
the conscript.
Conscripts.
Sure. I'm curious why he paid. Okay, he's just gonna take the Angel and
Take the Angel and bash.
Bash,
Take
sure.
12.
Why doesn't he could just like Conscripts untap Pod? That's probably a little too aggressive.
He doesn't have any mana. All out of manas.
I think he could have paid 2 life. Yeah, he could have paid 4 life to get a Worm Coil. Yeah, this is safer.
Chump block with Daybreak Ranger. Hope for a miracle.
Yeah. Come on, miracle that bonfire then. Like you said, he is due.
Or 1 mana shy of being able to hardcast one. Does he have no cards in hand?
Unclear.
I think he's gotten. And that's
And you
it.
can see it. Caleb wins this one 2 games to 0. Naya Pod defeating Naya Aggro.
Which I think we're going to see mostly happen when these two decks match up.
Alright. So, Caleb, remember, both these players were at X1. Caleb Durward stays in the hunt, 3 rounds to go. Maybe he can draw the last one, maybe he can't, unsure. Gene Richtsmeier falls to X and 2.